When he got hurt, it felt like the Eagles' season was over. Now that he's back, it feels like the Eagles' season is just beginning. Carson Wentz in Philly taking on the Colts. Patrick Mahomes torching the league, his first home start today. They say Aaron Rodgers is week to week. Today he plays on a wet FedEx Field against the Skins. And Drew Brees with a chance to break an all-time Brett Favre record. But he's more dialed in on the Atlanta Falcons defense in an NFC South matchup. And it is time. Hi, everyone, and welcome to NFL Red Zone presented by Amazon Prime. Scott Hansen here on week number 3. We have 7 2-0 teams remaining in the National Football League. 6 of those 7 play here on Red Zone today. We also have 7 0-2 teams remaining in pro football. 6 of those 7 play right here this afternoon. And expect some footballs flying through the air today. Through 2 weeks, 114 total touchdown passes thrown. That's the most in 50 years in the NFL. If we get 44 touchdown passes today, that'll be the all-time 3-week record. One of the little side stories we'll be following as 10 games kick off in a matter of seconds. A stacked lineup in the early window here today, including that divisional matchup, Falcons and Saints. The Ravens hosting the Broncos, who come in 2-0. The 2-0 Cincinnati Bengals at the Carolina Panthers. The Giants and Texans in Houston. Someone needs a win desperately there. Another divisional battle. The Titans go to Jacksonville to take on the 2-0 Jags. San Francisco goes to 2-0 Kansas City. The Dolphins at 2-0 taking on the 0-2 Raiders. Bills at the Vikings. Colts and Eagles in Philadelphia. And the Redskins host the Packers in a battle of games of 2 quarterbacks that were drafted in the same class. Late window looks like that. We're ready for the first of 10 kickoffs. The Miami Dolphins booted away to the 0-2 Oakland Raiders. And we're underway as 7 hours of commercial-free football start now.
To get it, and out of the back it goes, and a touchback to the 20.
And Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers will start on the 25-yard line. Well, we're going to have to wait a little bit to see Carson Wentz because the Eagles and Jake Elliott will boot it away to Andrew Luck. And Indianapolis, who will return the opening kickoff in wet Philadelphia. Rain games in Philly, rain game in Washington as well. Let's hit an octo box. 8 of the 10 games kicking off or already having kicked across the National Football League. We have 3 games between playoff teams from last year. Falcons Saints, Titans Jags, and Bills Vikings. We'll follow all these games with every touchdown from every game. And when Carson Wentz gets on the field, you know you'll see it live right here on NFL Red Zone. Meantime, 2 1-1 teams looking up at the first-place Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who play on Monday Night Football tomorrow night. Saints and Falcons live from Atlanta.
Wide receivers, Cameron Meredith making his Saints debut. He was signed as a free agent coming over from the Chicago Bears. Here's Brees to put it up. And his pass is caught by Michael Thomas. Broke 1 tackle and fights his way inside the Falcons 40. How about that, going to Michael Thomas right away?
We talked about Michael Thomas at the beginning. He's a big part of what they're doing, leading the NFL right now with 28 catches after 2 games. Watch him every time he's in the slot. Sean Payton likes when he gets him in the slot. He likes the matchups on the defenders for the Falcons.
They stay with 3 wide receivers. Josh Hill is the tight end to the right. And Kamara with a big hole inside the 25. The pass to Thomas picked up 39.
Saints on the march in their opening drive. The Raiders wasting no time getting downfield. Second play of the game, and Derek Carr, Jordy Nelson. The safety couldn't get him, and now he's in a foot race. A linebacker will chase him down, but not until he gets 61 yards on the second play of the game. Big pass right there. So we've got 1 red zone and 1 near red zone opportunity. Drew Brees in the gun on the 23-yard line. 1st and 10. He'll dump it off to Alvin Kamara. Kamara's now inside of the 20-yard line. Back and forth, Saints and Raiders.
On 2nd and 8. Carr throwing. end zone. Wide open. Touchdown to Jordy Nelson. His first as an Oakland Raider.
Broncos.
Well, there's that matchup in the middle of the field again, and the Dolphins are all looking at each other like, who had him? And Jordy just slides right through the slot up in the middle of the field over the top for the touchdown.
The rookie wide receiver out of Central Florida, number 10, out to the left. Kamara carries inside and pulls his way down the 9-yard line.
Just had a sudden turn of events in Baltimore. Broncos with a 1st and goal.
Freeman starts at running back, takes the handoff on first down, has room and takes it in. One play, one touchdown. And the Broncos with an impressive start. They lead at 6-0. Second NFL touchdown for the rookie Royce Freeman, 3rd-round pick out of Oregon.
From the Ivy League.
3 wide receivers in. On 2nd down, Kamara gets the call from Breeze. All receivers out, going short to Kamara and hit hard as he gets to the 5. That's Campbell, Devondre Campbell, the big linebacker out of Minnesota.
We expect Alvin Kamara to play a big role.
Here was the sudden turn that I talked about in the Denver-Baltimore game. It was a blocked punt as the Ravens go 3 and out. Ball gets blocked. Ravens recover, but obviously Denver football, and you saw live on the first play from scrimmage for Denver, the Royce Freeman touchdown, and the Broncos jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Receiver to the left and now goes in motion.
You have to always watch him. They have a number of gadget plays for him.
The fake by Breeze, swings it to Ted Ginn, got away, broke a tackle, went in the end zone, but there is a flag on the play.
I think this is still going to be a touchdown here. I think they got defensive holding in the end zone on Tyson Hill. He was running the corner route, which opened it up for Ted Ginn. The guy grabbed him.
Holding, number 34, defense.
That penalty's declined, so the Saints get an opening drive touchdown. The Raiders are on the board with 7 points. Denver scores an opening drive touchdown. And here comes Carson Wentz, the first time back, and he throws on 1st down. And he can tell everyone else to calm down, but I'm sure that heart in number 11's chest is beating pretty fast right now as well. Let's listen in.
Valuable addition, and Nelson Aguilar has been the one reliable in that position.
Yeah, and here they are going a little bit up-tempo like Laura talked about at the top.
2nd and 10. Catch made for a 1st down. Zach Ertz, who leads all tight ends in catches at the 39.
Watching the young star quarterbacks, Carson Wentz just converting for a 1st down there. The guy who's torching the league, Patrick Mahomes, in Niner territory and missing that overthrow right there. Mahomes with 3 touchdowns today can have the greatest 3-week start for passing touchdowns in NFL history.
No Darren Sproles today. Smallwood to the 40 of the Eagles.
Well, we were watching the Broncos and the Raiders and the Saints score touchdowns. Washington says, don't forget about us. Alex Smith, deep shot from midfield. How about that job of tracking the football and getting into the end zone? Paul Richardson with a 46-yard touchdown. Alex Smith, 3 of 3 on the opening drive. Skins 7, Packers 0.
Perkins, the 3rd tight end behind Ertz and Dallas Goedert. No team throws to the tight end more than the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, you touched on all the injuries they have at that wide receiver position, so they have to be a little bit creative in their passing game here, using the tight ends to take up the slack.
49 of the Colts.
Hey, Lexus, don't go! Lexus, don't go! Lexus, don't go! 180! What's up?
On 1st down, Smallwood has another 1st down. It's at the 38 of the Colts.
Eagles with a nice drive working on Carson Wentz's return. Patrick Mahomes looking for Tyreek Hill. They faked it to him as he came in motion and then flip it out to him on the right side. He picks up the 1st down there. That drive is getting close to the red zone. This drive is live inside the 5-yard line. Houston.
This is Lamar Miller.
And another terrific play made by Kerry Wynn. He's been involved early for this Giants defense.
Well, you need some other guys to step up on your defensive line. No Olivier Vernon, Kerry Wynn. You'll see him at the end of the line of scrimmage. Look at him just power through the double team, the tight end, the tackle there for the tackle for loss. Good play.
He pressured Watson twice earlier in the series. He's the Giants' leading tackler on special teams. And he comes up with a big stop on second down.
Well, you can drive the length of the field. You have to be able to convert in the red zone. Look for number 10. He's in the slot for you right here.
10th play of the drive. Watson throws to the end zone. And Fuller unable to make the catch inbounds.
Game rewind fueled by Gatorade to show us how Deshaun Watson got his guys so deep into Giants territory. The play action, nifty move to avoid the sack. Then he finds Jordan Thomas. Jordan Thomas is a rookie tight end out of Mississippi State. Hadn't done much so far this year, but he gets 39 yards on the catch and run improv play by Deshaun Watson, which will end in a field goal attempt after an 11-play drive.
3 of 4 on the season. From the left hash, Trevor Daniel places it down. Fairbairn's kick is good. But a big play made by Kerry Wynn, and then
let's go to Minnesota for the first time today, where Josh Allen, the rookie quarterback against a fierce defense, has his guys in the red zone.
In the backfield, 2nd and 9 from inside the 10. As Allen looks, takes off. He can run with it. Allen reaches for the pylon, and I think he has it. Waiting for a signal. Still no signal.
Well, it has to be a touchdown. I mean,
finally, we get one of the linesmen says touchdown. They had 2 or 3 of them gathered talking it over, but what an effort by Allen.
Fantastic effort, and I'm telling you, he does. Everyone knows he can run. He's also looked about 7 feet tall.
What an effort for the rookie getting on the board first in Minneapolis. We'll see what type of an answer Kirk Cousins can have. We go to a fresh double box. The Eagles' drive continues, and it's now in the red zone. The 2-0 Cincinnati Bengals have worked it inside the 20-yard line. Back and forth, Philadelphia and Cincinnati offenses.
Corey Clement, and he's inside the 15. It's
He had 6 catches last week against Baltimore. 5-minute drive, 2nd down, 3. Bernard, good block by Uzuma. And there goes Poe jumping on his back near the 3 with a gain of 4. This thing.
Three tight ends in. From the 14. Corey Clement knocked out one of the better defensive plays.
Run to the edges, because that's where I think you can have some success running the football against this front. 2 tight ends, Dalton to the end zone. Green, incomplete coverage by James Bradbury. He had Julio Jones last week to cover for Atlanta.
To break formation and get outside, play wide receiver positions, and yet be still a very physical inside runner or edge runner.
12th play of this opening drive after a pickup of a yard. Wentz with time for the end zone. It's a touchdown, Eagles. Dallas Goedert.
Dalton. Touchdown. Green, did he hold on? Flag thrown. The officials confer. Incomplete. One calls it incomplete. Green did not hold on. Bradbury was there. Flag at the 5, and it's against Carolina.
Well, this was a blatant hold.
Green fell awkwardly, too, in the corner of the end zone.
But just watch right here. I mean, that's a...
The rule in the field is an incomplete pass. Prior to the pass, holding.
So A.J. Green couldn't hold on to it. Let's go to an AFC North double box with Joe Flacco and the Ravens, and Alex Collins pounding his way off right tackle in for a touchdown. So the Ravens answer The blocked punt, which led to the Broncos opening touchdown. A PAT will tie us up at 7 at M&T Bank Stadium. Meanwhile, A.J. Green, not only an incomplete pass, not only a penalty on the play, which will lead to a 1st and goal, but you see the star wide receiver who had 3 touchdowns last week off to the sideline for at least 1 play.
And the fullback is a defensive lineman. To the end zone. Incomplete. Flag. It was going for Croft. The fullback in there was Sam Hubbard. The defensive lineman and a rookie.
Holding. Offense. Number 24. First down.
All right, penalties starting to slow down that red zone drive for the Cincinnati Bengals. For the 2nd straight week, the Tennessee Titans do not have Marcus Mariota as their starting quarterback. Blaine Gabbert is in there, and that's a tough defense to try and face. Just ask Calais Campbell, who sacks Blaine Gabbert in the early goings in that AFC South matchup. 0-0 Jags and Titans.
You know, just got some real poise and patience as you look at getting off to a fast start. That's why these coordinators, Kevin, spent so much time scripting the first 15 or 20 plays.
Hubbard a block for Bernard. On 1st and goal, digging and churning and touchdown. Guy at the top of your screen running in a 1-yard touchdown bulldozing move by Bernard. With Hubbard, the defensive lineman, blocking. And the Bengals score first on a well-executed drive by quarterback Andy Dalton.
Well, you put the big defensive end in the backfield. You let him go up and get a block, Hubbard. And it's hard to track a smaller back like Giovanni Bernard. He just gets lost behind that.
Terrific effort for the Bengals, who only have 2 active running backs on the roster today. Joe Mixon out with an injury, and other guys dinged up as well. Red zone opportunity for Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs.
On 1st down, lay it off out of the backfield to Anthony Sherman, the fullback. And he's on his feet, fighting to try to get to the end zone. And just short. Sherman starting his 83rd consecutive game. This is one powerful cat out of UConn.
So when you have so many weapons, the one guy that you don't think is going to get the ball, guess what? He gets the ball. Because right now, Andy Reid's like an evil genius mad scientist. He gets the ball. No, he gets the ball. Then as a defense, who do I defend? Who do I take away? There's too many options.
We had a 36-yard touchdown reception, his only touch of this season in the opening week game against San Diego. Hunt into the end zone. 3 straight games. Kansas City a touchdown on its opening possession. Well, you talk about coming home for your opening drive after what you've done on the road. How about this?
Yeah, we talk about all the flash that they bring. How about the 6 guys up front? Kareem Hunt walks in there untouched because of those guys. Making a hole. Taking pride. Giving Patrick a hole.
They are the highest scoring team in football. And on a 4th and 1, this is what got him in. They were running option down the line. Kareem Hunt wanted the pitch. Mahomes said, it's 1 yard, I'll get it. 4th and 1, Andy Reid dialing it up there, and it yields an eventual Hunt touchdown, 7-0 Kansas City. The Chiefs averaged 40 points a game in the first 2 weeks of the regular season. Look out from behind, and look out what we've got going on in Minneapolis. Already up 7-0. The Bills defense punches the football away from Kirk Cousins, and Buffalo comes up with it. Trent Murphy was the man who punched it out. And Lorenzo Alexander with the recovery there. The Bills are going to have a red zone opportunity again, already up a touchdown. Speaking of being up a touchdown, that's what the Raiders have, and Derek Carr working out of the gun.
Throwing it up. He's got his man, Jordy Nelson again. Nelson, 15, 10, and tackled inside the 10 at about the 7 or 8 yard line by Fitzpatrick. Okay, you've seen a couple of these plays. You got to ask, is Minkah Fitzpatrick lost out there?
There's no mystery here. Jordy Nelson is just going right up the numbers, and with the outside release, all of a sudden you get the deep help peels that way, and it's just a foot race up the net. There's no safety help over the top. This is a simple read for Derek Carr. You come back, you see a safety single high, shaded towards the right side of the field. You know you have a free release down the numbers. That's just easy pitch and catch.
Jordy Nelson with 3 catches for 139 yards already today. Lynch inside the 10, brought down at the 9.
Yeah, on that long play, Micah Fitzpatrick sat in the middle of the field and just was flat-footed. Derek Carr just stared him down and got Jordy wide open. Good job here by the defensive line of getting penetration to stop that first run. The Raiders need to knock this in. They've been settling for too many field goals in these situations.
Once again, Rashad Jones, the Pro Bowl safety, not playing today. He's got a bad shoulder.
Raiders come to the line of scrimmage as the Bills would stall on 3 straight plays in the red zone after the Cousins fumble. So Stephen Hauschka is coming on as Derek Carr doesn't like what he sees. Carr will call a timeout. Let's go full to the field goal here. Hauschka is good. The Buffalo Bills 0-2, and at the bottom of almost everyone's quote-unquote power rankings in the NFL, have a 10-0 first quarter lead against Minnesota. That's a surprise there. Oakland 0-2 against the 2-0 Miami Dolphins, and the Raiders playing in one of those, we call them 10 a.m. body clock games. A West Coast team traveling all the way east, playing in the early window. That's been a prescription for a loss for the Raiders franchise over the last 10 years. In the last 24 games the Raiders have played in the early window in the East time zone, they are 5-19, but a chance to jump out to a big lead here midway through the first.
Great job of maxing people up week to week. Jared Cook the first week, Amari Cooper. Looks like it's Jordy's day today.
It is so far. 2nd and goal. Carr, all kinds of time. Now throwing it away over everybody and out of the end zone. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Before 3rd and goal, let's bring in a double box with Eli Manning and the Giants. The Giants and Texans, the only 0-2 versus 0-2 game of Week 3 in the National Football League. It's Saquon Barkley with some patience and some burst and some power and a touchdown.